Welcome back to your daily escape from reality. Today we are looking at a Titan Quest 2 early access build that I call Storm Only. So we are going to go through the core, the masteries, the abilities, the priority stats and gear, and all the boss fights. So if you missed any boss guides or additional builds, you can check them out here in the top right hand corner, or by staying tuned you can subscribe and check out all the upcoming builds that I'm going to cover on the channel. Now, first of all, the Storm Only is pretty much just Storm Nimbus and Call Lightning. We don't have any other ability other than our core abilities. So let's just go in the core and start out by telling you about the sustain. So the sustain is going to be much more important than the build itself. We want to make sure that we can stay alive, because this is somewhat of a glass cannon build. And in order to stay alive, I started out with dodge. There's 13 points spent in dodge. We are at level 25 and all the bosses are at least level 28, because I keep adding 5 levels on top. But in order to reset, you have half the amount of money to pay. So it might be somewhat level 28 for the bosses. We will check them out later on anyway. You guys are going to see. So with dodge, let's start out. I have cooldown charge. So cooldown charges give me additional. We have right now 4 here in the background. I have celerity. So after dodge ends, we gain a 45% increased speed for 1.5 seconds. Now, this is not only good for boss fights, but also for clearing. And usually, I don't even know. So right now, mobs die so fast. I don't even know if we applied the chill from the cold explosion or not. But the idea is that I added 1 tick of cold explosion. Now with higher levels, I might even go for more cold explosion. But the only reason why I wanted 1 tick here is to have some chill applied. So the chill actually applies a slow, so that mobs cannot keep up with you when you're trying to dodge and move forward in the dungeon. Now, the second thing here in the core ability, so that we can move on to the main thing, the storm, is the barrier. Now, for the barrier, I actually invested 5 points for 2 main reasons. Whenever I hit the barrier, I want some health HP per second, so I want some regen applied. But more so, we want ailment cleanse. So right now, whenever I hit Q for me, whenever I hit my barrier, I want to know that, okay, I'm cleansed of everything. And the barrier is not only going to help us cleanse ailments, but also overload stacks. Now, more on that when we get to Storm, which is right now. So with Storm, there are a couple of things. There are a couple of viable builds. There is a Call Lightning build, there is an Ice Shard build, and a Lightning Bolt build that I tried out on stream. So that's another thing that you can check out on my channel here in the top right hand corner. But today we are going to go into the Call Lightning build. Now, the Call Lightning synergizes with a couple of things. Repetition, first of all. So whenever you take this ability, I think the best thing you can do is just apply repetition. Another might be Thunderstorm, but I haven't really played around with this. I mean, we literally finished the early access just with Lightning, Call Lightning, and that was heavily relying on Thunderstorm, but it wasn't quite optimized. So as for repetition, we want this to repeat itself, but also cost some energy. And I think based on energy consumption, we have some energy regen. Wait, that's not it. Cut it. Forget about it. No, we have repetition just to repeat the Call Lightning, and I am going to showcase it to you why. We also have Rage. Rage and Overload is going to be our main damage dealers. Rage applies stacks of additional damage, and then you have Overload. Overload is going to just help us with cast speed and more damage. Now, we combine that with Storm Nimbus, and the reason is here in in Storm Nimbus, all you want to do is remove the energy reserved and apply additional 40% increased cold and lightning damage. We want the lightning damage. That's pretty much it. Nothing else. You just max these two out and you move on. Now, as for the passives, and this is where you'll see that this is literally a point and click, left and right click, minus you have to use the barrier and the dodge. But there's no additional abilities. It's a one ability, fits them all. And I'm going to showcase why. So we have the Raging Mind. The only reason why I'm taking one stack here is because at the first level, it gives a boost to Rage, which increases total spell damage per stack and also cast speed. But as for the rest, we want, first of all, we want 4 levels into Arcane Influx, because we want some energy regen, but more so we want a flat 10% increased energy regen so that we can dash out more Call Lightning. For the Storm Attunement, I took 6 stacks because I want my spell damage to be increased. So if we go here, we have at level 6, we can take 10% additional increased cold and lightning spell damage, which applies to our lightning strike or Call Lightning. But not only that, it also gives us 4% increased lightning damage per level. So that helps. We also took Overcharge because this is pretty much the highlight of our build. The idea is that we want Overload to do as much damage as possible, because it also leeches health from our guy. But in that said, we have increased lightning damage per Overload, and we also have Overload has 100% increased duration, and we take 40% less damage. And I'm going to show you how we can actually remove stacks of Overload so that we don't die from our own damage dealing. So first of all, we have Raging Storm, which whenever Rage overflows, you have a 20% chance to recover 80 energy. So that's Rage Overflow. So this means that whenever we hit our max stack of Rage, if we keep adding, if we want to keep adding Rage to this, what we want is a chance to get back some energy for all the energy spent. And then we have a +3 maximum Rage, which stacks with Rage, which stacks with additional total spell damage per stack. So things start synergizing at this level. So finally, we have Storm Adaptation, which I took the first stack of 5 in it for a flat reduction in take 10% less damage from Overload. Now, it also gives us a threshold barrier, which is 100 health, so that's pretty good. And finally, in Earth, we did not take any abilities. We just took a couple of passives. And first of all, we took the passive of Arcane Abundance, which gives us energy regen of 1% energy per second, and that is based of our max energy, and that's why we want our max energy to be as high as possible. Also, we have a increased maximum energy with a 10% increased kill cost, but the idea is that we want the max energy. So this is a flat 5% profit here, right? So these are the 2 feats that we wanted, and we maxed out the level. So we have additional max energy and 9% max energy. So these 2 go hand in hand. And I took a first stack of for critical chance. So if I would go back here, if I would want to improve on crit chances, I would probably go with this till level 6 to have a 60% crit chance total. Now, right now, we are actually just focusing on Overload damage. So that's why I just put in a flat 6 here to get some crit chance, spell crit chance. And then finally, we are trying to once again go into increased overload damage. Now, I'm one level away to have the first 5 stack, which the reason why I want to get to the first stack is to gain more energy. Now, this is the first feat that we could get here would give us a free energy for every overload that we generate. And we have an overload cleansing ability, which if I go back to Storm, I forgot to mention that I think one of this has an overload reduction. An overload reduction. No. I swear it was one of the tooltips where whenever we hit our barrier and we spend energy, we are actually cleansing overload. If I am correct. Yeah, cleanse. Oh, so overload itself, we cleanse 1 stack for every 15 energy spent on fire, on non-fire, non-lightning skills. So if I hit my barrier, we are going to get reduced, cleansed overload. And the reason why we are doing this is because, I'm going to show it to you. That also helps with our rage generation and so on. But first, let me tell you about attributes. So a lot of my attributes went into knowledge. Sometimes I just go for vigor as well, so that I have a bigger HP pool. So we want some sustain here. Of course, we are somewhat of a glass cannon build, but we also have sustain, and I myself like to rely on dodge. So like I said, we went heavily into dodge and barriers. So what this does, if I showcase it to you, let me just zoom out a bit. So I can just hold down right click, and this is going to be, I'm even going to use up my my mana pool. So this is going to be a huge burst. Now we have a lot of overload. So what I can do is just hit my barrier, and it's going to start regenning my HP, and it cleansed my overload. And we are still sitting on 12 stacks of rage. So that's what we want. So I think that's pretty much it for the build itself. Now, gear stats. So, it's self-explanatory, but for Elementalist, what you want to do, especially if you rely heavily on lightning damage, and you're going to notice that not every one of my gear is attuned to my build, and that's because I would have to constantly retry things. But first of all, I have a cap that gives me energy regen and increased cast speed. So increased cast speed, actually what it does is reduces the time it takes to cast this. So right now it's 4.4 seconds. But if I get a few overload stacks... Oh, wait. It doesn't show it, but we should have some reduced cast time on... because we also have rage. Wait, attack speed? Wait a second. I might be wrong here, but let me just quickly check this. Yeah, increased cast speed. Oh, it increases it. Well, anyway, the idea is that some of it increases it, some of it decreases it, but what we want is gear that actually reduces it, so we can get closer and closer to 0. We also want critical hit chance, which I actually found a couple of. We aren't relying on ailments, so what we want is crit chance, regen, cast speed with this build. We also want spell damage, so spell damage, area ability damage, and critical hit chance and cast speed. Look, right now this ice staff is the best you could get for this build. I would advise against taking knowledge-based items, because those are only improving the gear you can put on. Knowledge does not improve your spell damage or your damage or energy regen or stuff like that. We also have more energy regen, and I think I was prioritizing here, yeah, critical hit chance, additional critical hit chance, spell damage, And then as for the boots, I usually go for movement speed, so flat movement speed. There are other boots that help with cooldown reduction of on our dodge, but 4 dodge for me is enough, even for a boss fight. So 4 dodge is stacked up. And then, well, whatever you can put your hands on, but usually I like my potions to have health regen on them and energy regen. So yeah. As for the boss fight, so finally, that's pretty much it for the gear and all the things. I hope I can I hope I can keep this video under 30 minutes without any major cuts, so that you can have a fluidity to the video. So we have our first boss, which is going to be what Hippokampos. Hippokampos for me was one of the hardest. Now this of course isn't the boss this isn't the boss guide, but pretty much, long story short, what you want to do is well, I should probably focus here, but what you want to do is face hug the boss. I'm gonna just focus here for a second. Okay. Yeah, so what you want to do is just face hug the guy. Alright, I need my cleanse back. Whoops. Oh, I messed up. So this is what we wanted. But it's harder to... oh my god, it's harder to focus when I try to also speak at the same time. But that's pretty much what you want to do. Just face hug the boss and finally use the lightning to just mow him down. And of course, this could have been could have gone much faster and easier. And we also got a lot of items, so that's nice. So just to try and get this going, I'm going to focus. Let's just reset this guy real quick. And I'm going to show you, if I actually focus, we can do this much faster and easier. All right. All right, here we go. That was easy. That wasn't that hard, was it? All right, so that was Hippokampos. As for the boss itself, it's, like I said, it's much easier if you just face hug the guy. Let's go move to the next boss, which is going to be Pan, in the order of the early access. As you play through the game, we actually played through the entire game. We not only played through the entire game, but we 100% explored. And I must say, so far, I'm quite pleased with the current state of the game. Now, of course, if you are going to watch my Lightning Strike VOD of the playthrough, we are not going to have this going as easily, because we didn't figure out as you can see.
I've had enough.
Yeah, me too. Oh, let me dodge it out. No. Here you don't really want to face hug him. Yeah, he can do this, and it is part of the boss guide that I'm working on for Pan. But the idea is that here too, you want to stay close to him so he doesn't do this attack of his. But it's actually a good one. Yeah, he's dead. Whenever he does this attack, if you can quickly put down a few lightning strikes, it is going to be easy to do so. And as you can see, we are just using Call Lightning and Barrier for staying alive. That's it. 2 abilities, I mean 3 if you consider the dodge. But yeah, you want the rage going as fast as possible. And now let's go to the last boss. Which, honestly, in this reverse order, I think it was harder for me to defeat Hippokampos and Pan, rather than this last boss that we are going to be on right now. But yeah. Let's just deal with this guy real quick. Alright, that's half of his HP gone. Oh, and he's dead. Yeah, that was, like I said, this last guy, for me at least, goes much faster. And every time you do this, you are going to be making a lot of money, by the way. So you can keep farming these bosses. But it is going to be, it is part of the boss guide. So we could activate or we could go back to town. And that's pretty much the storm build in a nutshell. Now, let me know, guys, if you did it, if you found out of this storm build previously on your own, and let me know what other things you did in order to I don't know, fine-tune this this build. For me, the combination of dodge, barrier, and storm abilities with earth passives went really well, and I can definitely feel like my Call Lightning is doing a lot of damage, 3200 damage. And I think if I stack my, yeah, that's 4200 damage plus crits, so we can crit a lot there. But yeah, that's going to be in a nutshell. Thank you guys for checking this build out. You can check out all the other push the right buttons, help me grow the channel, and help you guys in the same time with other builds. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.